Nobody likes to talk about the pension and the money and things like that, but it's something that is a concern of everybody, all the Chula Vista taxpayers. So as mayor, how will you resolve this problem?
Yes, sir.
And we are with Steve Castaneda and George and then George.
Thank you, Ted. Clearly, the issues relative to not only pensions but labor costs going forward are going to be something that not only the city of Chula Vista but every local, state, and the federal government is going to have to deal with. The fact is, we have an issue with respect to our pension fund, probably because more than anything else, CalPERS, who manages our fund, has lost over $1.5 billion in bad investments. You know, we need to have clearly a much better handle, and we have to have much better representation with respect to how CalPERS invests the money and how it's gained or lost. The fact is that, you know, we have a situation with the economy. Stocks are down, although it did surpass 11,000 today for the first time since 2008, which is good news for people that are in the market. But the fact is that we clearly have to keep costs down. We have to make sure that the people that we hire and the positions that we hire for are there for direct services to neighborhoods. Now's not the time to be giving increases in pay to our highest paid executives, and that's what's happened. I didn't support that. I don't support the overuse of golden handshakes, which adds to our pension loads. And the fact is that we have to figure out how we best spend our money. I'm willing to sit down with our labor organizations, we've done it in the past, and figure out how we're going to get past this. Some of this is temporary, but some of this is sustained, and we're going to have to understand how best to make sure that we can deliver the services that people pay for and depend upon.
Same question, George?
Yes, thank you. Absolutely, the pensions and other issues concerning labor are of great concern to me. It's interesting to note that this administration has had 6 and 4 years to address this issue. Now, with the memos of understanding coming due with several of these organizations, is the time to get back to the table. But we must understand that there's a big reality associated with going back to the table. I talked earlier about building bridges. It goes for our working, for our employees as well. They have to understand that Chula Vista is in a crisis, and they have to be able to give and bend and flex in order for us to be able to survive these crises. You know, I was asked an interesting question at the Chula Vista Chamber interview, and I had never thought about it, never even crossed my mind. We talked about, what about Chula Vista going into bankruptcy? I think that that's something we don't want to do. But in fact, what that does is that cancels out all of our agreements. And so it behooves these organizations to come to the table and work with us to get these benefits under control. I believe past administrations have basically given away the farm. And so my priority would be to take these organizations back to the table now that the MOU, memos of understanding are coming due, and have some reality checks on what we can do.
Well, you know, pensions are a factor of what an employee earns. In 2005, the City Council awarded 20% and 21% salary increases over 5-year periods to their employees. They were told the evening that that vote was taken that those raises were not sustainable. And of course, that was at the height of the building market. It was at the height of developer impact fees. The world looked pretty rosy. Not less than 3.5 years later, the city realized they couldn't sustain those raises. Not only could not sustain the raises, but were having a tremendously difficult time paying the bills. And as long as an institution can pay your bills, you don't have to worry about going into bankruptcy. The city of Chula Vista had not only 20 and 21% in salary increases to pay, but they had the concomitant pension issues as well. You know, the pension problem, if we don't solve it ourselves, will be solved for us. And it'll be solved by the voters, and it won't be pretty. So we owe it to our employees to sit down when those contracts open. The contracts open in 2012 and in 2013. You know, it's a contract, it's an agreement, it's more than a handshake. If you're going to make an agreement with an employee to pay that employee an amount of money and tell them that their contract won't open until 2012, and you want to open it earlier, you have to have the employee's agreement to do that. I think working with the city council and with the city staff, we need to help our employees come to the realization there just isn't enough money to pay everybody everything we'd like to.